This is the Path podcast with Ishvan and me, František. Good evening.
Good evening.
And so, what I wanted to talk about today is first of all, you probably just realized that Jacob isn't here. That's because he's at work, I think. I don't know. He didn't respond to my messages. Hopefully, he's okay. Uh, And what I wanted to talk about today is reading. But first of all, like, how are you, man? I know you've been going through some stuff lately.
It's all good. It's no longer a factor. Really. Hold on. Sorry.
The camera is slowly falling away. It's okay though. You'll.
Okay. My bad.
No, it's
Scuff.
okay.
Make
Anyway,
that.
so
Okay.
if
Now it
you're,
shouldn't slide. Now it should slide.
yeah,
Okay. There we
okay.
go.
So if you're
Right.
watching this on YouTube, you can probably see that we actually have cameras this time. Not like last time when it would literally take me like 3 whole days to upload the podcast to the YouTube channel.
Mm.
So it was just audio, but now you can see us actually like having cameras and shit. So I guess that's an improvement. Also, the audio is not shitty. Hopefully, if it is, just tell us. And what I wanted to say is that if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, just put it in the comments, or just if you know one of us, just text us, and we'll probably discuss it in the later episode, or I don't know when, like, we're probably gonna talk about it if it's a good topic. Anyway, so reading. What's your, I guess, opinions about it?
Well, I think it's really beneficial. It does depend on what you read, because obviously, there's self-improvement books, there's entertainment books, there's sci-fi, drama, whatever. But it, was and still is one of the primary ways of passing knowledge down, not only, to your family by writing notes or whatever, or just writing a whole book. Example given. Oops.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah,
Lovely book. Would recommend it to everyone, by the way.
absolutely.
Uh, yeah, I mean that's a very good example for self-improvement book to help yourself to become a better person. Um, Not only can it improve you on a very personal level, but it can genuinely outright change your life. Um, this and also Joko's Extreme Ownership are very good examples of books that can outright change your life because of how dense they are with information and the teachings that they have. Um, go back to my notes. And even if it's an entertainment book, it's a lot better way of just passing time than, for example, Reddit or Instagram, which really just want you to look at their ads and make money off of you, as opposed to actually teaching you something, even if it's an entertainment book, for
Absolutely.
example.
Yeah, I completely agree. Uh, Instagram is okay, in my opinion, in moderation, obviously.
Mm.
Like everything. Not, well, some things are not okay, regardless of how much you use it. But yeah, I feel like reading is, I don't know, I guess for me now it's fun, but a lot of people don't find it fun. First of all, because I think that's school's fault, I guess, because the school system or whatever just basically forces you to read something that you might not even be interested in, and then your brain kind of connects
Mm.
boring stuff with reading, even though if you actually read something that you're interested in, then you will be able to enjoy it more. And also, you will want to come back to the reading because you know that you enjoyed it. And what I recommend to people is either start out, or I recommend this to everyone, like start out with something you're interested in and then like try different shit out and see if you like something, and if you don't, then just You don't have to read anything that anybody tells you. It's literally up to you. Reading should be fun, I guess. Like it should be enjoyable for the most part. I get like
Yeah.
that some books can just be a lot of dense information packed into a book, and that might be a lot for you. But maybe just come back to the book after a few months, maybe even more, and you'll see if it's better and if you like it more. And if you don't, then like there's no shame in that. You can just, it's okay.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with your statement there that, in school, you're generally forced to learn about and also read, boring topics that, just, and your brain does connect that with, boring topic, reading sucks. But
Yeah,
the first day I had Can't Hurt Me, I've read 70 something pages. I think it was 78 and 79, which for me is an insane, not number to go from nothing to 70, right? That's a, really big thing. Just because it was a book I was genuinely interested in. And before that, I did read books because you can see books behind me. Right there. There we go.
yeah,
That's a lot, and that's like below that like four more shelves of dense books, but they're mainly entertainment. And I just didn't like that. I wanted a book that would, teach me something that would actually, be useful in life that I could put to use on a daily basis, and use to improve myself, over to become a better man, and to just become a better athlete, and everything really that I would want to improve in. And Ken Me does have that. I'm not quite done yet. I'm about 260 pages in out of, I believe, 350. So there's still, a good chunk to go. But um, what I've read so far, like almost every single page, when I finish it, it's like, oh fuck, damn, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Especially the challenges, they're really good, and they generally get the mentality in your head that comfort will do fuck all to you, and if you stay in that little circle, that like you feel comfortable, you're in your bed, you're eating pasta donuts, you have your chocolate shake, that will do nothing for you. But if you actually try your best to improve, if you push through the pain and suffering, and if you accept that that's a part of improving, then maybe you'll get somewhere. Obviously, it's not as simple as just understanding that you actually have to do that. It's easier said than done. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
But if
absolutely.
you can get past that, I mean, you can see right here, he ran his first marathon on San Diego, 100 miler. It wasn't the best, obviously, because health issues, but still, once you get past that, once you realize that, shit, comfort will do fuck all for you, genuinely,
Yeah,
then you can do great things.
absolutely. I agree with you that comfort, like I basically agree with everything you just said, that like comfort is basically the enemy of like growth, and people
Mm.
nowadays, I feel like people strive and like they aim at like comfort. Like I want to be comfortable when I grow up, you know? Like
Oh, 100%,
I
yes.
don't want anything. I want nothing to do. I want to just be comfortable and basically just, not do shit, and that's the only way I'm gonna be happy. Which, yeah, is basically idiotic because I guess it's like not people's fault because like society nowadays, I guess like wants people to feel comfort, and then the people that grow up in this think that basically that comfort is like a good thing and that you should strive to be more comfortable, and they don't understand that basically pain and suffering is where you grow, and that's when you should be in your life the most. Like I don't know, like you should not always be suffering, obviously, because that's probably not really like good for
Mm.
your mental health and shit, because then you get depressed and it's not gonna go really well for you. But suffering is super important, and everyone should suffer. I would say daily, for sure, because if you want to like grow, then suffer daily for sure. That will basically just yeah, that will make you grow the most. And for me, what's been like, it doesn't have to be like physical pain. It can be just suffering in the sense of, I don't know, you don't want to go for a run and you go for a run anyway. That's in a way suffering because you're doing shit that you don't want to do. And so you're suffering for a while. So that is what I would say to people nowadays.
Hmm. I absolutely agree with you there. And when people hear suffering, it's like 100-mile ultra marathon, or you know a 10K, 15K, a half marathon, something like that, or even just an insane physical challenge. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that. This can even be simple as general discomfort, where you go socialize when you don't want to, when you
Yeah, it
feel
doesn't have
awkward.
to be physical anyway. Like it
Yeah,
can
it
just
doesn't.
be like you were saying. Yeah.
As you mentioned, it can even be simple as going for a run even though you don't want to, studying even though you don't want to. Something simple that does push you out of your comfort zone and does make you grow. It doesn't have to be big, but I believe it should increase over time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you shouldn't be stuck with the same thing. For example, you shouldn't just stuck with just studying when you don't want to for a year. You should improve to running if you don't want to, working if you don't want to. Bigger thing
Yeah.
slowly.
And I think that studying after a while it doesn't like it kind of gets in your brain that you're actually doing this, so
Good point.
it's not like that big of a suffering anyway. Like for me, cold showers used to be like super hard and I didn't want to do them. And now I don't like my brain doesn't even like protest against me. It's just it's like my new normal. I think Goggins talks about that you need to set a new normal to actually
Mm.
stop suffering and so you can grow more. Same with running. I've been running in the morning for the last, I don't know, few months, like every single day. Well, now I'm walking because I'm taking an easy week and my feet are fucked up, but still, my brain, when I started doing this, the only thing that was on my brain was like that I should not do it. I should go back to bed, sleep, and just everything would be okay. And after like a week and a half, my brain was just, I don't know, just okay with me being like me running basically. And yeah, so yeah, so I'm pretty fuck. Yeah, so I'm happy that my brain basically stopped procrastinating on like that doesn't make sense. My brain didn't stop procrastinating. And I don't know if you know this, but your camera just like stopped working.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware. Sorry, just piece
Yeah,
in the
okay.
background. But
Yeah.
I guess you could take the cold shower for a very good example or very good analogy for this. Is
Hmm.
that when you first start out, your first I don't know. Let's take a 10-minute cold shower just for ease of telling this. Let's say for the first time, all the 10 minutes fucking suck and you're just horrible and you don't enjoy it. Maybe after you'll feel good, but during it's absolutely horrible. Let's
Yeah.
say
Yeah, I agree. And
apologies. Let's say a week later, you've been doing them every single day, and a week later maybe you achieve of well not really achieve, but you get to a point where you'll maybe only hate 7 minutes of it, and a month later maybe it's only five, four, 3, 2, 1, and eventually you just don't even mind the entire thing.
yeah. Yeah, the worst thing I guess is the second before you turn on the water. Like the second before you go out for a run. That's where the most doubt and fear, I guess, comes, in my opinion. Or that's what I've noticed on my life, I guess, is that right before there's like a flinch. I know that I don't remember the author, but there's a book called The Flinch, and it's exactly about this, and I agree with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Come respect. Yeah, I agree with you there that yeah the flinch is definitely the hardest thing to overcome, but I think August mentioned it. It's more about your brain not really being able to comprehend, a full marathon or 5Ks or a 10-minute cold shower. But once you can split up that, if it takes 7 hours, you can walk a marathon.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can walk a marathon, or it's just cold water. It won't kill you. It won't even hurt you. It's just pure discomfort.
Yeah.
And once you can split it up, and once you can recognize it into smaller bits and pieces, it's a lot easier to overcome, I believe. And that's the main way I study, is that yeah, I have this big fucking chapter to learn, but you know, we have the Pomodoro technique. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you split it up into smaller little bits and pieces with breaks in between, and it's just you achieve little something in every single cycle, and then by the end of the 5 to 10 hour study session, you know you got it. Simple as. But if you look at it as 5 hours of studying,
Yeah. It's extremely.
Jesus Christ, I don't even want to start. You know,
Yeah.
but once you look at it as 3 hours and then 2 hours of breaks, plus minus, then that's not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with the Pomodoro technique. And the funny thing is with that like 2 hours of studying feel like a burden. Like when I do it in one go, it feels like shit. But when I do 25 minutes and then 5 minutes, or I do the longer 50-minute version and 10-minute break,
Mhm.
like the 2 or 3 hours come by like nothing. It feels like, oh shit, has it been 3 hours already? And you know, I have been studying for 3 hours and I didn't even basically notice it. And so I absolutely love the Pomodoro technique, although the shorter version, I guess, like the normal 25-5, I feel like you cannot really get into flow
Oh,
for you cannot get into flow state that fast. Like or at least for me, it takes me at least like 15, maybe 20 minutes to get into the flow state, and then it's just 5 minutes and then a break. So what I sometimes do is I start off with a shorter 25 minute one, and if I'm in flow and I don't want to take a break, then I just go longer, and then yeah, then it basically is a longer session, but that doesn't matter because I am more focused and I am able to, you know, just focus better and get more work done than if I would have taken a break and I would have to go back to trying to get into the flow state.
mm. Yeah, I can understand that you don't want to break your flow state. Um, it's also kind of ties back into the cultural analogy that for the first time you may only be able to do 1 to 2 cycles of Pomodoro with the 25-15 technique. That it's basically the same amount of work as the break. But as time goes on, maybe a month later you'll be able to move to the 50-10 one, which is significantly less break to work ratio. So 1 hour is just purely work basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Well, I believe that's probably the best way to study. Again, because your mind, especially in university and even in high school in some cases, where you have to study multiple hours in a row, it's a lot easier if you break it up into smaller pieces that your brain can digest a lot easier, and basically helps your work to get done. But this also has to be mentioned that this doesn't necessarily mean that you make your goals or objectives easier. That doesn't mean that you should if you want to run a marathon that you know uh, do 10K one day, 10K other day, and so on and so forth. You should aim to do it in one day if you want to run a marathon. But for the first uh, few sessions, yes, you can break it up to get acclimated to it and to work your way up to the bigger goal.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of people burn out because they start with way too big a, I don't know, goal, but they just start doing way too much shit and their body cannot handle it. Or it's not their body limiting them, or they just say that I'm gonna study for like 7 hours a day each day without a break forever. And I just think that's not sustainable. And they kind of know it, but they're just they don't want to do smaller things consistently. They would rather just do something for just like 7 hours of studying, and after a week they just basically stop because they don't have time to do anything else, or any other problem might occur that makes them stop.
Well, I believe in the people who jump into the deep end. It's more that they're motivated to do something. It's
Yeah.
we all experience this. I'm 100% sure. You hear a motivational speech. You learn about a person, or you even read a book, for example. Can't hurt me.
Hmm.
Hashtag non-spons. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I
they
wish,
hear
but
about something amazing and they're motivated to do great things. But the only bad thing about this is Gogol's mentioned this not only once, many times, is that you can't live on motivation. That like you simply cannot use that as fuel to push you because it only lasts a week or in some cases just a day or even 10 minutes.
yeah,
If you watch someone who's you know, really good student, straight A's, etc., study for 5 hours or even 10 hours a day, it's like, oh, I want to do that, and you try, and then your brain starts asking, why the fuck are you doing this? Just go back to not doing anything, go back to playing games. You can't
yeah,
do this. It's start asking those questions, start rationalizing it. If you don't have an answer for that like I'm doing this because X, Y, and Z, because I want to become a doctor, insert your goals here, then you simply won't be able to pursue that. And that's the reason why motivation sucks, is because you don't have answers to those questions. But if you actually set up your, goals, if you know what you want to do in life, if you want to become a doctor, for example, or you want to become a sponsored athlete, or anything really, if you have those goals, then you know why you want to do them. Then you can answer those questions and you can pursue them. But yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
motivation sucks.
Yeah, motivation is like I don't know, like there's this type of motivation, and there's like the motivation that kind of lasts. Like I don't know, like that keeps coming back. Like for me, when people hate on me or like have a problem with me, I get motivated by that. Like I get fired up from that shit,
Mm.
and that keeps coming back even when I like when I'm running or something. I just think about the people, and I just get like I guess angry a little bit, and I get fired up from that. And I don't know, that's like not like that goes away, but it's still in there somewhere. The type of motivation that you're talking about
No,
is more like I don't know, like the stuff that you get motivated from the outside, not from the inside. Like you get
I believe it's
motivated.
called external and internal motivation.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure. Like I didn't really research any of this, but
Mm.
yeah, I absolutely agree with you that most people just get motivated and they don't really set any like smart goals or smart. They don't make smart plans, and they just say that I'm gonna study for 10 hours a day. I'm gonna run fucking 20 kilometers every day, and I will like eat clean and not ever like slack off forever. Like I'm not ever going to stop doing this. And yeah, I feel like those people kind of don't understand the point, or just well, not the point, but they don't understand how this works. They don't understand that consistency is more important than the intensity of the work. Because if you do, I don't know, like 5 minutes of reading every single day for a year, or you read like one book every a few months, like in one go, I'm not sure if the calculations are correct, but you're probably gonna read more books if you read like 5 minutes a day. That might be off, but still, you're gonna build a habit, and a lot of the times you will probably read more than 5 minutes because you'll get, I guess, sucked into the story, or just more interested in what you're learning, and you will want to read a bit more, and that adds up. And yeah, I think that's really important to just stay consistent with the goals.
And we run about motivation then.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah. So
actually, I
yeah,
yeah, I believe we actually have finished that conversation.
yeah,
I'm
we're
I'm not quite
actually
sure.
already like rolling. So
Oh, we are okay.
oh, it doesn't matter. I probably won't even cut it out because I'm too lazy. But
No fucking slack.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay, I'll do it. Oh, fuck.
well, that's the reason why I call it, blind ambition, right? Is because, you have an ambition, but you're fucking blind. Like you want to run a marathon just because you saw David Goggins run
Yeah,
100
yeah.
rounds. But you don't really have a plan. You just want to go into it because, you have that feeling that's gonna be awesome and you can do it, and then, kilometer in, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Like for me, what I had this like how would you put this? Like a journey, I guess.
Mm.
But I don't know, like I guess no, it was just a journey because I realized like a week ago. I realized it like further back, but I realized that if like people hate on me or just make fun of me in any way, I get fired up from that, and I'm like, okay, bitch,
Oh, I
okay,
can understand that.
and
I
I'm
feel you. Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, bitch, you wanna make fun of me? Okay, just wait. And I thought it was a little bit toxic or just like negative from me to just do that. And my cat is over here. No. Ugh! Okay. Uh, and so basically for like a week, I talked to my teacher about it, which is like kind of cool that I told my teacher. But anyway, I talked to my teacher about it, and he basically told me that I should just think about the reason, which I don't know why, but I guess it occurred to me. I just needed to hear it from somebody else to actually like do it, or I don't know.
Mm.
So basically, for like 3 days, I've been thinking why. Like I realized why it makes me feel good to when people hate on me because it basically indirectly uh, makes me happier in the way that I get motivated and well, let's start with this. If I'm like running more and eating cleaner and basically just getting after it more, I'm happier. I realize
Mm.
that. I don't know why, but I just am. And I realize that if people hate on me, then I will be motivated and I will be getting after it more. And if I am getting after it more, more people will basically make fun of me and hate of me because their egos get hurt that I'm actually doing shit. And so I realized that it was like a circle, and that I basically realized that indirectly, people making fun of me and hating me is basically making me more happy and making me get after it more.
Mm.
And but I still didn't know like why I got motivated by it. But then I realized after like I think it was last night in the shower that it's basically because when people hate on me, it's basically telling me that I'm doing something right. That like I'm actually doing shit, and they just get offended that I'm doing shit, and they want me to stay where I was and not get any better because then
Mm.
they will not look as good. And so I just realized that, yeah, that that's how I have it, and this is the type of motivation that comes up. The same thing that Jocko says good, you know.
Mm.
That also
Yeah.
comes in my head when something is, suck. When something sucks, I'm like, good, bring it.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. I can definitely relate to the example a little bit. People definitely, especially in high school, in that environment, I believe that people's egos are definitely a very big priority for them, and this is just, kids being kids.
Yeah.
Just nothing really wrong with that. And, when it's hurt, you can see it. Like that me mentality is definitely there, which is, in your case, definitely good. In my case as well, because I think it's for a lot of people that understand this mentality, being told that, oh, you can't do that. You want to run a marathon? Really? And it's like, okay, bitch, watch me.
Yeah, that's what my mom said when I said that I want to run a half marathon without training. She was like, "Oh, you're gonna injure yourself," and I'm like, "Maybe, but that's not why I'm doing this." Like,
Yeah, yeah. And you also mentioned a point that, being told that, you can't do that, or being kept on, like, indirectly makes you happier. I guess what I want to say regarding that is, if you want to achieve something, first you have to plan it out. You have to make sure you actually have an actual plan. Again, plan a mission. You can't just go into it blindly. No warm-up, no preparation. You like nobody. I mean, nobody will run a marathon on the first, well, except Goggins probably. But you simply cannot do that. You have to plan out. You have to acclimate your body. You have to train your muscles, your tendons, joints, etc.
Yeah.
And you also have to have a reason, like understanding the why of why you're doing this, like why you want to do it, is also very important. For a marathon, it may be to achieve this achievement, which is an achievement for a lot of people, myself included, because that's a pretty decent feat for the average human being. Partially is because it's an achievement, partially because it's also an achievement for you personally, that you saw that you can overcome the obstacle. Not only overcome it, but also fucking crush it. That you did that. Like, that's big. And
Yeah.
also that, as you mentioned, that getting after it, just staying hard and doing things that are not easy makes you happy. And obviously, a lot of people that have gone this far in the podcast have the same mentality that being hard, that sounds wrong. Staying hard does improve you as a human being and therefore makes you happy. And like, that's the goal that pretty much everyone strives for in one way or the other, that we want to be happy. There's no real end goal, but if you can like pick the why you're doing this, and like how this will make you happy or how this is making you happy, and like a plan or like how to get after it, then well, you have a good plan. You only have to execute it.
Yeah. And like there's been like this study, I think. There are probably been many more, but I read this book recently, Atomic Habits. You probably know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and basically he talks about exactly that you need like a plan, and they basically had three groups, and one of them was all of them were supposed to exercise 3 times a week or something, I think. I don't know if it was 3 times or more, but 3 times a week for like 20 minutes. And the first group, they were just told to exercise 3 times a week. The second group was motivated by a motivational speaker, and they were told to basically do the same thing. But the third group, they had to make a plan of where they're going to do this, when, and if that doesn't work, what is like plan B, the same thing. Like, I have to work out on Tuesday at 5 p.m. in the local gym, and if that doesn't work, I'll work out on Wednesday at 7 a.m. in the local gym for 20 minutes. And what they found out is that the group that basically was just told to work out, the percentage of the people that actually worked out was like 20%. The percentage of the people that were motivated was like maybe 30, but the people that had a plan was like 93 or something.
Wow.
So you can see that if you plan shit out, you will basically have a much bigger chance of executing on what you planned out. And I definitely see that in myself because when was Goggins running the 4x4x48? It was like in March or something.
Oh, but yeah, I believe it was in March or
Like,
February. I'm not quite sure.
yeah, it was like, I think it was like 5th of March or something.
Mm.
And yeah, so like a month before that, he posted on Instagram that he will be running, and I'm like, I want to do that, but I like last year I tried it and I wasn't trained and it was like fucking terrible. I like did like 4 runs and I couldn't do anymore. This year I did like 8, but I still couldn't do anymore. And yeah, so I started planning out my running to that point, and basically I just ran like 5 times a week, which was for me, I like ran around that, but it was probably like 3 times a week because I didn't plan anything, and I just ran whenever I wanted to. And basically, I started executing and I started running every single day. Not every single day, sorry, like 5 times a week, and I did it every single week for the exact time that I wanted to and the distance. and I basically like extremely progressed in my running, and I also started planning out my working out, and I progressed in that as well, and it was just amazing. And I just wanted to share that experience that if you plan shit out, it's definitely worth it. And the more specific you are with the plan, the better. But you have to be realistic. Like you have to set like an intelligent goal. I think the
Mm.
SMART, which is like specific,
Measurable,
measurable, fuck a
accurate, sometimes, yeah,
attainable, time bounded, and reachable, or something like that.
mm,
So basically, just write down what you want to do. What does that mean? Like, don't just write down like I want to run. Just write
hmm
down I want to run for 10 minutes. I want to run for fucking 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. And
yeah, the what, when, how, and when, why.
yeah, and the why is really important. You have to figure out
Mm.
why you want to do this because that is what will carry you through the suffering, I guess.
Yeah,
And yeah, so plan shit out, and this doesn't have to be with exercise, it can be with anything, and it will help you to progress.
yeah, I agree with you there. Like, I mean, to elaborate on that, I believe the why is somewhat a simple answer because you know why you want to work out, you know why you want to study, because you want to look better, feel better, or you want to pass this grade and become a XYZ. But the harder part, ironically, is figuring out what, how, and when. Like you know why you want to run, for example, but let's say you have a very busy schedule. Let's say you only have 1 hour to do it. Good, do it anyway. But you have to really plan out very meticulously and not waste any time during that little 1 hour window that you have. But if you can just plan it out like nicely, strictly, and you can stick to it, for a longer period, then congratulations, did it. And especially very important to say that if you stick with the same workout routine, if you stick with the same 2K or 5K every 2 to 3 days, then you simply not improve. That's not how humans work. You have to bump it up. You have to study more. You have to run more. You have to lift more, etc. But if you consistently stick to your schedule and consistently improve, then you will become a better human being, an overall better person, most likely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know about studying, if you should do more. I don't know, like you should be more efficient for sure. I don't know if like more time spent doing it. I don't know if that's doable for a lot of people. If it is doable for you, then I definitely think that you should do it. But also, at a certain point, I think that you just basically the more you study, the more you know how to study, so you're more efficient. I think like that's how it is for me. I don't know if everyone is like that. And like what I wanted to say is that if you study, I don't know, 2 hours every single day, you start to get into the flow state, or you just get more focused and more work done in the same 2 hours. And after a while, you don't have to study that much, so you can just basically do other stuff with the same time. Like you can, I don't know, if you study 2 hours and you're able to do the same amount of work in an hour and a half, then just read for the last half an hour, or just do something else if you're able to do all the work that you need to do in less time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. I also forgot to mention that if you can put a time limit on it, example given, when Joko was writing his book, he wanted to write 1,000 words in 1 hour or less. If you have a goal, if you know, what, why, when, and how, and you set a time limit on it, you're basically guaranteed to get that shit done
Yeah.
because it's already scheduled for you. You cannot make up excuses. You have a time limit, so you also can say, oh, I just, just write a few words here and there, take a break. No, get it done during this time frame or in this date, and you have this much time to do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah, I agree
Mm.
with that completely. Like, right, for every session, I feel like that you study or do something, I think you should set like a goal that
Mm.
in this 25 minutes I want to complete this. And it's like a law of nature. I don't remember. It's called something, but it's like the time fills up the space that you give it.
Hmm.
For example, if you have like 2 months to do an assignment, you're probably gonna do it in the last like 2 or 3 days because there's nothing like pushing you to do it in the first few months. And so if you set yourself a goal that you're gonna do it in like a week, then you're gonna basically do it in a week, you know? But you have to, I guess, set a punishment for yourself or something in that sense that you should want to complete it more than you should want to not complete it, you know? Like a motivation or just like a prize, I guess, a little bit. Like a small prize, not just I don't know how to describe it, like something that you buy for yourself or like you if you, I don't know, work out every single day for a year, you're gonna buy a new squat rack or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's actually one of my. Well, I used to know this one person on different Discord server. We did NoFap together a lot for months and months on end, and he had this little system where every 15 day, if he successfully did NoFap for 15 days, then he would give himself a small prize. Wasn't a new squat rack, but
Yeah.
as simple as I don't know, a chocolate bar or just, something simple like that. That you're giving yourself a small reward. That good job, keep this shit up. And also, to improve, you don't have to, every single day you will not bench 25 more kilos. It can generally be as
Yeah.
simple as being a single more rep or a single more set. But just, each incremental step of every single day, will eventually improve you.
Yeah, that's exactly what the book Atomic Habits is about. It's like
Mm.
tiny changes equal like huge fucking results. Like I think, yeah, it was this. If you improve 1% every single day for a year, you will be 37% times better, which is like insane. 37 times better. That's like like so much times better than if you got worse 1% every single day. Then you would basically just plummet down almost to nothing.
Mhm.
And so if we take, I don't know, yeah, we should be talking about reading. So if you take reading, for example, if you read 5 pages a day, like 5 pages, that takes probably 10 minutes. Even fuck that. If you read 1 page a day, that's 365 pages more than if you read nothing. That's basically a
Mhm.
book, I think.
Yeah, yeah, average book size, I believe so.
Yeah, and I think that 1 page after a few days is gonna get really boring, and you're gonna get like 1 page. What is that? Come on, I can read 5 pages, you know. And the small habits compound into a huge change, but they also give you, I guess, motivation to do more. And if like if I can read 1 page a day for a week, then I can read 2 pages a day for a week, you know. And
Mhm.
after a while, you're reading like I don't know 50 pages a day, and you're reading a book a week and just hammering on fucking reading, and you love it, and you have a bookshelf with a ton of books that you all read and you all understood, and now you're a completely different person because you read like fucking 200 books in the last 4 years.
Mhm. Yeah. For example, if you take Can't Hurt Me or even Extreme Ownership or any of these books or even Atomic Habits, which is also a very, very example. If you read these, like there's so many things that you learn. For example, Atomic Habits and also Can't Hurt Me iPad gives you challenges, I believe,
Yeah, yeah.
that you can do to improve yourself, and even just the overall dichotomy and the core meaning of those books will straight up change your life, in my opinion. If you didn't live that life before, after reading Can't Hurt Me, you most likely will.
Yeah, it is extremely interesting how like there's a quote someone says it like it takes 50 books for one book to change your life or something like that, which is like true because well for me it was Jocko's podcast, but it was like at the perfect time when I was open-minded enough to listen to him and to try it out, I tried like discipline and extreme ownership and shit like that. Which, if you don't know, discipline is, well, everyone knows discipline, but extreme ownership is basically just taking ownership of everything in your life. Basically, realize that everything is your fault, and if it's not your fault, then it's your responsibility to deal with the situation the way it is. And yeah, like it changed my life. Everything, like basically, Jocko is the one that changed me the most. Then Goggins came in, and then other people came in. But I don't know, man. It's like I feel that I'm describing it extremely poorly because the impact on my life has been so incredible that I cannot. It's like I don't have words to describe how much I've changed in the last year. And the people that know me will probably notice that in the last year or maybe a little bit more, year and a few months, I basically have like redone my whole personality and everything that I do.
Mm.
And I can only thank Jocko for that, because he's the one that made me change, I guess. Well, I made myself change, but he's the one that gave me the knowledge that I needed.
Yeah, I think it's very important to mention that, like for example, Goggins was the one that really, got me into this kind of lifestyle and this mentality. But the one who had to do it was obviously myself.
Yeah,
But once you understand message, and you don't have to read the books for this, but because of my reading, you definitely should. And if you have the time to spare, which you most definitely do, and the money to spare, which Austin will definitely do, I highly recommend reading into this, especially Atomic Habits, Can't Hurt Me, and Extreme Ownership, and even Discipline Equals Freedom, are very good books on this exact topic. Um, but it's still really important to mention that yeah, you have the core message now, you know what to do, but you have to do it.
yeah. I agree with you that the execution is really important, but yeah, that's just basically I agree with you. Except like
Mm,
I wouldn't know that I have to execute without. Well, I guess I knew it, but I didn't really like have it in my conscious mind. It was like
yeah,
somewhere in the subconscious that like you actually have to do shit to get somewhere, and Jocko made that switch for me. I like I'm really doing a shitty job at this because like
I understand what you mean. It's like once you become aware, it's like if you're not aware of something, you can't fix it.
yeah,
Once you realize that, like for example, let's say you play football, that oh shit, this technique is completely wrong, let's fix it, or let's ask the coach, like, hey coach, how do I fix this? If you're not, if you're not like
aware.
consciously in the know that you have that problem, or that you're doing something that's not quite right, or that you could be doing something that's a lot better than what you're doing currently, you simply won't be able to fix it. And I guess these books and these people, and obviously just motivational speakers in general, most likely all of them, you know, kind of make you aware of that. Oh shit, you could be doing so much more than you are doing currently for most people. And if you plan that out correctly, I guess to make this educational, if you know what to do, if you become aware, and if you make a plan of what, when, how, and why, then put a time limit on it. 45 minutes or 1 week to run a 5K, or 1 month to improve my incline by 20 kilos, something like that. Then you will improve. And if you also put the incremental increase in it, in a year or even just a few months, you'll be a completely different person.
Yeah,
Outright.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Did you say 20 kilos to your incline in a month?
Just an example.
What
Just
the
an example.
fuck are you taking, my guy? That's like that's like another bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but just an example.
yeah, I
Maybe
know.
not 25 kilos,
Yeah,
but 10. I think that's about correct,
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
roughly.
I don't know, man. That
But
still
yeah, the
still
goal
feels
is
like a
that
shit
you
ton.
have to improve over time, because otherwise you will simply well, either stagnate or just remain the same,
Yeah,
which well, yeah, sure, you may be doing a lot, but you're not improving, which is the end goal.
yeah,
And I believe, and also a lot of people told me this, well, even my teacher actually, that the goal of every single day is to be better than yesterday,
yeah,
and to be
absolutely.
harder, faster, stronger, and smarter. Be just like yeah.
Yeah, what is a huge, I guess, drive for me is that every single day I want to know that I gave it my best. Like that
Mm,
that's when I'm like the happiest, I guess. When like I know that I did all that I could to be the best self. Without, like if I didn't go 100% though, like on my energy. I did my best. That's different because if I go 100% then I fucking die. Like if I gave it 100 on my run, I would die or I would throw up or something. I just know that I did my best. And yeah, anyway, we wanted to talk about reading. It's like 50 minutes in, and we talked about reading for like 5 minutes.
yeah, I was gonna go back to that actually. I guess a decent analogy or an example for reading on what really books do to you or for you. Well, more self help and educational books is kind of if you're walking in a hallway and doors to the left, right, and center, and we take those doors as your options in life or potential life paths or lifestyles even. Um, like you don't know how to do, how to open that door. But if you have a book, for example, Can't Hurt Me, that you realize that, oh shit, you can do this. This is a lifestyle you can do, and you can push past pain, learn from suffering, and become a better person. Then oh shit, door opens. You can take that path. And I guess that's really the core of what self help, goddammit, books do to you or do for you. But you still have to walk through the door. It won't do that for you. It will be open, but you have to do it.
Yeah, you
Mm.
need the unmitigated daily discipline to hammer on the tasks that you have to improve. Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I feel like reading is also extremely important for, I guess, focus for because people, in my opinion, also don't like reading because um, they cannot focus for I don't know how long, like how much do they like an hour? They cannot read, they cannot focus on one thing for an hour because the average attention span for I guess Generation Z or whatever, which is like people in their 30s to people that are like I don't know 15 today. Uh, their attention span is like 8 seconds or something. So that is kind of I guess terrifying. But people also should train their focus, and actually there has been like studies and shit on this that reading increases brain plasticity, and why is pretty obvious. If you don't know, okay, I have to explain what brain plasticity is for people that don't know neuroscience, which is probably 99% of people listening to this. The brain is plastic in the sense that it can like transform or grow and shrink and basically just like create, become bigger and smaller and like curve a different way. And that plasticity is highest when you are born because you're learning so much shit that everything is new to you, and the brain has to grow so much because there's so much information that you're consuming. Because when you were basically in the womb, you had like zero information coming in, and basically when you were born, everything was new to you. You didn't know anything, and until like I guess year 7 is where the plasticity gets lower. It never stops. Your brain is always plastic. It just stops being as plastic, and the more you learn, the more plastic it gets because the brain thinks that, okay, new information's coming in, I have to create more neural connections and basically learn new things, and so the brain gets bigger. And it's not really about the size, it just makes it easier for you to learn new things. And the bigger your plasticity of the brain is, the easier you will be able to learn. And uh, what I want to say is that reading increases this plasticity. So the more you read, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the more your brain is capable of learning, and the faster you learn, and then you're going to be able to learn more, and so you will be able to learn more because your brain adapts to that, and so it's like a circle that basically never stops, and I really love that, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know much about neuroscience, I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I believe that's a very good benefit. Also, you mentioned the attention span, and yeah, attention span in our generation is definitely, not something that's grand achievement or something that we can be proud of. But I also agree. I haven't read that many books, but I do have a decent shot of what I've read, and it definitely does increase your attention span, which not only helps you to read more books or read it more efficiently over, instead of 2 months for a single book, maybe it's only 1.5 months now for a single month, or even a few weeks, depending on the size. And it's also very important for a student to be able to pay attention to something for more than 15 minutes,
Yeah.
or to be able to pay attention to a single task for a longer period of time. In For everyone and anyone, I believe is very important. And the reading definitely does help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like paying attention, period, is like good for you, you know, because
Mm.
you can use that for anything. Also, what I read somewhere is that when you read, you breathe deeper and with your nose and into your stomach, and that's really healthy. That calms you down, and that's another
Mm.
benefit of reading that's probably not discussed as much. I don't know how big an effect it has on your body, but it definitely calms you down.
Well, I guess if you meditate, which I believe you do,
Yeah.
you also tend to slow your breathing and also just be a lot calmer for an extended period of time. This could just be 5 minutes in the morning. If you're just starting out, this could be an hour if you've been doing this for years. But yeah, I mean, you slow your breathing, you calm yourself down, and you just slowly recenter yourself to either at the end of the day, or at the beginning, or even both for some people. And I just want to restate again that like being able to focus. If you've been reading for a year, you're probably able to focus for multiple hours on a single book and read, about 100 or so pages in a single day. That will get you to a point where if you start working out, you won't be in a state where it's like, oh, well, I've been at this for an hour and I've barely achieved anything. No, you just continue doing it. Or if you're a student that has been reading books for years and years, then you won't find it hard to focus on your assignments or to just study something boring or anything for hours at a time. And that's genuinely really important.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Focus. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I have nothing to add to that. Like, it is extremely important to be able to focus, and reading will make you be more focused.
And I guess it's also important to mention that we've been mainly talking about self-help and self-improvement books, but this
Yeah,
also doesn't apply to entertainment. So, you could be reading sci-fi or drama. If you're paying attention, your brain plasticity will increase slowly.
yeah,
I'm not sure by how much or how fast, but anyway. And also your focus span or yeah, will also slowly increase over time. And it ties back into just being better every single day. And if you continue to read, one page every week, or one page daily for 1 week, or and then 2 pages daily for another week, and so on and so forth, then so will your as your page count goes up, so will your ability to focus over time, also brain plasticity. So I believe reading is not only good for mental health, but physical health as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. And when I was talking about the neuroplasticity, that also applies to fiction books, or I guess entertainment, because it's still new information that you are solely focusing on. And this doesn't really work with movies or like series. I know that someone who's listening is like, oh shit, new information means that I can watch unlimited fucking movies and I'll get smarter. No, you have to like be really focused on what you're doing, and the more like physical you are, the the more you're gonna focus and more you are going to remember because you apply more senses to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Well, to just, I guess you could say, recount what we've been talking about so far, is that books are really good for you. And, well, it's good for mental and physical, but again, you have to do, uh, what you plan on doing. If you read a self-help book like Extreme Ownership or Can't Hurt Me, something that's about fitness mainly, or even Atomic Habits, and your goal is to, do fitness, you do have to do it. But it's very important that you've learned that you've become aware to this new way of life, or lifestyle, or just a smaller path depending. Now you can go through it. Uh, there's also books that help you to make a coherent plan on how to plan these things out. Again, Atomic Habits, on how to stick with these schedules, and how to you know slowly increase over time and become a better person over weeks and months and years. And well, that's physical, I guess you could say, but also focus. And again, neuroplasticity is also very important.
We're rolling. All right, so
All right.
we're back. And so, what did you want to talk about now?
Well, overall, just to finish the reading part, I guess you could encapsulate what you said in the past hour or so, that books are very beneficial for you as a human being, because, well, I personally believe that the overall goal is to be better than yesterday, or I guess you could also say to improve every single day by a bit, bit by bit. And books help you achieve this goal by opening those doors for you, that, oh, you can do this, you can live this lifestyle, you can become an ultra athlete, you can do amazing things. They can also tell you why, which is also a very important question to answer. And in some cases, Atomic Habits, for example, shows you how to make those habits and how to make them stick. And some other books, they may even help you in how to plan these things out completely. So overall, not only do books that outright help you, not a single one, but if you read multiple on the same topic, will definitely help you achieve that goal of becoming better every single day, and you make those habits stick, all while improving your focus and neuroplasticity. So books are amazing
Yeah,
for anyone ever.
I completely agree. And what I wanted to talk about is how to plan out, or just, yeah, plan out the reading that for you, like not for you, but for you who's listening. Okay? Uh, so what I would recommend is that if you never read or don't, or you just don't read, uh, and you might be interested in it, then find something that you're already interested in and look up a book and just something that seems interesting and buy that book and start small. Start really with like, I don't know, 10, 5 minutes a day, you know? Doesn't You don't have to read fast. You can just set a timer for 5 minutes every single day. And what I would recommend is build a habit. And an easy way to build a habit is, first of all, tie it up with another habit. So every day after I wake up, I will read for 5 minutes and then go on with my day, or something like that. Every day after I brush my teeth, I will read for 5 minutes. or something in that sense, you know. Another way, set a smart or basically a small amount that you can do every single day, and don't worry about how much you're reading. Just worry about making the habit, you know. Just consistency is more important than basically anything else. Uh,
Absolutely, we can. Well, understatement there. Yeah.
yeah. Also, what I would recommend is to what would really help is find an accountability partner. That would be incredible. But the easier the no, the closer the accountability partner is to you, the better, because they can. Well, I guess not. That's not true because if it's like your boyfriend or something or a girlfriend, I don't care, uh, or whatever else it is. I don't know what is it nowadays. Uh, if it's someone really close to you, they will probably let you slack off, and you don't want that, obviously. So maybe someone who's close enough, but not too close or too distant from you. So like a friend that you know, but it's not like your best friend, you know. Uh, that might be a good idea. Another
Mm.
thing is write down uh, when you read. Like the best thing is just on your door from your living room or something. I don't know, or your bedroom basically. Just make a sheet where you write an X every time you read the for the 5 minutes, and that's a tactic called "Don't Break the Streak," I think, and that is really powerful, and it works extremely well, and that is what I would recommend you do. So find something that you're interested in, do it every single day for a small amount of time, find an accountability partner, and also set a streak that you will not want to break.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. I think it's a really good plan to do that, or even to do any goal. Really to get it done and get a habit to stick. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like we squeezed out everything we wanted from this topic. So you want to add anything today, or do you just want to end?
Yeah, I believe so as well. That we talked about everything we wanted to be. We made. I believe really good takeaways, and the overall goal was achieved. That this was I believe a fairly educational episode, and that was someone that listened to it, and I hope that did get a good takeaway from it that they were not aware of or have not known.
Yeah, I agree with you. So yeah, so if you like this episode, either rate it or don't. We aren't really advertising this because we go on a really simple way. If you like it, share it. If you don't share it. It's not simple. And if you have any questions, if you want us to talk about something, just either text us or just drop a comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe to the show and stay hard.